Hello, everybody. Oh, hang on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let's make sure you can hear me. 1 second. I'm going to turn my hood fan off because it's loud. Just 1 second. Oh, how's everybody doing? A little bit of a different YouTube live time. Got 3 lives today, everybody. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Krista. Let me just acknowledge everybody. Uh, Cindy, YouTuber, welcome in Sharon, Laura, Krista, YouTuber, Sharon. Okay, so there's 10 of us. It's a smaller group. That's totally fine. I'm going to do some, like I said, I want to do some lives earlier in the day. We've got 3 today. Our members live on our first psychic development exercises and whatnot. Meditation exercises is at 1 p.m. Eastern today, so in an hour. So this is just a Jack and Lily reading right now on the car. Who was in the car? What was the car doing? Going back and forth 6 times. And then at 3 p.m., hey Margie, at 3 p.m., I'll be doing our regular lives without the tarot reading. I don't know if Jen's joining us or not yet, so we're gonna deep dive into Sebastian some more, and Jack and Lily and Jaden. And if the mods could come in early because we have some things to talk about. Jen and I got a threatening lawsuit message for things that were being discussed in chats and in the lives. So gotta really be careful. So please, everybody, be cognizant. I'm gonna have some strict rules about chats and whatnot going forward. Just to keep everybody out of potential liability, because you're liable for what you say. I'm liable for what you say in my chat. I'll show you the chat GTP later because I did some research and I had to remove that live. So, not I don't do lives to want to have to remove them. So we got to really be careful. So going forward. So, okay, I've changed a disclaimer on the front according to chat GTP. It's a little more legal friendly. So, yeah. So let's get into, I want to know now, I'm going to change it to the table view. Well, no, this is somebody that threatened and contacted their lawyer. So, no, this might have been Jaden Spicer's parents. I'm not sure. But because we were discussing 3 cases, but they threatened defamation and had contacted their lawyer and sent the live to their lawyer, and I had to take it down. So it's not drama, it's a serious threat, and so it's something that I need to be wary of. I can't be taken down. It's my little income that I have. So we need to, and I will show you that screenshot for the mods later so we can all understand that this is serious business, which is why I've been very particular on my chats. Like, it's something you guys have to be aware of. Like, what you say puts me at liable risk in the chat. What you say on the lives puts me at risk, not you guys, me. So they could go after you, but if I don't remove it and if I just let you continue on with threats and accusations without, in my opinion, I'm liable. So I had to take a live down. So this is why I've been grumpy. Like, this is serious stuff. We are not just entertainment. This is serious topics. So on with the reading. So right now, let's just see that car going back and forth, the new news about this car going back and forth 6 times. I can't figure out yet what that's about. On last night's live, when we went through Jen's channel, for those of you that were there, we talked about some of the lines, Jack and Lily's lines, and I'm just curious over a couple of things. Was the car going back and forth, family cleaning up evidence, Was it family removing the kids, or was it a stranger scouting out the house? So that's what we're going to dive into now. What were they doing? Because if it was evidence removal, I have a very strong feeling that the words towing, behind words towing, where we all got that energetic, like we were going to be sick, and the lines last night go there. And so I'm quite interested in that having some possible information. So, okay, so now I've been shuffling. I've saged before so we can keep the energy positive. Um, let's just see. Whoa, sloppy falls. Let me move it to the table now. If I can find the card on the, let me move it to the table. I meditated and I want to stay somewhat connected before I chat too much, because then I lose my been meditating. So my vibe. Okay, everybody. So let's see. Let's see what the cards have to say. Spirit, what was the car doing? I'm going to first see what it was doing, and then we'll see if we can narrow down what was the car doing the night before. King of Cup in reverse flipped over. I'm going to show them to you the way they come out for me. So you've got an opposite view here. So I do have to turn them around to show you the way. So this is in reverse. So some emotions that people weren't aware of. Somebody got really emotional. This is a younger energy. This could be Jack. It could be Daniel, in my opinion. It could be Jack. Somebody was highly emotional and there was some sort of hidden aspect to it. What was that car doing back and forth? Oh my God, we got justice. We got justice. What was the car doing back and forth? That car is going to pull. That car going back and forth holds the clues. And that's what I thought. And there's the Emperor. There's a male energy. There's a younger male energy being hidden here in an emotional state, something being hidden about some emotional event or something that went on with a younger male energy. There's justice. And then there's a more masculine, more mature male energy. So this is telling me that this car is going to be critical in the case, which I'm not surprised. We're going to watch a video that I watched this morning from Missing Children's Canada website, and they also, the investigator there also believes that that car is profoundly significant. And he also made a point that was interesting in that um, the car evidence came in May 8th, which is about the time. Well, that's the day I first reached out with my vision, but irrelevant of my vision. That's the day around that time that they decided to move out of a rescue into a recovery, and they shifted their focus. So that might have been okay. Upon hearing that, we're going to shift away from them maybe being in the backyard to what else is potentially going on. So we've got a changing of hands, a hidden exchange of hands under the night sky, okay, under the moon, an illusion, something dark, something hidden, and an exchange. And I'm wondering if it's an exchange of kids. Let's see. I'm going to pull out the true crime cards. What was exchanged? What was exchanged? Something collapsed. Something collapsed. We got an apartment. Something collapsed. Okay. So that's like a tower moment. That's like a tower moment. Okay. Give me more on this collapse, please. Secret weapon. There's a secret. There's a secret. There's a secret. Okay. What the dang does that mean? There was a secret. Yes. So somebody, now this is really, shoot, this whole deck just fell on the floor. Hang on. Um, this has really got me wondering now if I'm going back to my very first analogy, which is that, okay, think about what Derwood said. Okay, I'm going to have to leave that on the floor because it's just going to take too long. This pile I have to shuffle in several piles. Surveillance. They're going to find evidence because I'm thinking karmic justice. There will be justice. Okay. I'm wondering because my first analysis was, and Derwood said it, Malaya, and this article we read with the Globe and Mail confirmed what I told police way back on May 8th, that Malaya was planning on leaving the home. She felt threatened and afraid of Daniel and his family. And Derwin came out and said the family took it upon themselves, but they didn't like what Malaya was saying. Derwin came right out and accused Malaya of lying about Daniel. And then the Globe and Mail article comes out. So Malaya wasn't lying about Daniel, but Derwood implied the family didn't like the things Malaya was saying. Malaya was talking probably, I'm guessing, about Daniel being a meth addict, about Daniel being violent, and all the CPS investigations. Does that mean she's entirely innocent? No. It means, in the way these cards are coming out so far, and I'm going to keep diving in, that car that was going by, that might have been an exchange of children, this tower moment, this surveillance, somebody was watching them while this was going down, is going to lead to justice. And was it somebody scoping, getting ready to take the kids? It might have been that I was wrong and Malaya planned the removal of the kids and then something went desperately wrong. Or it might have been, which I truly suspect, so we're going to keep going, that Janie arranged to have them removed. But let's keep going. I've never looked at that Earl either, Daniel's dad. And wow, did y'all see the video of him losing his patience? Something else. Okay, let me get focused. We're going to review it tonight at the 3 p.m. Eastern line. Okay, let me get some more spirit. I want to know what this car was doing back and forth 6 times between midnight and 5 p.m. Midnight and 5 p.m. We've got strength in reverse. Someone couldn't cope. Somebody was at the end of their rope. This is an upright. This was in reverse. Somebody couldn't cope. They didn't have the strength. This is your can't do it anymore. Hey, Kitty. Hey, Krista. Say hi to all the mods, everybody. Somebody couldn't stand it anymore. Somebody didn't have the strength anymore. Okay, let's go. I want more. We need more. These are not giving me 100% what was going down with this car. Let's go. I want to shuffle this new deck. What was going down with this car? And then we're going to get into whose car, if we can get that information. We've got happiness. Bull, do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. And here we have strength. And somebody was not happy. I'm taking this in reverse. Okay, I read intuitively. Somebody was not happy in the relationship. Plenty of material things. Somebody, I think this is based on material. I would venture to bet Malaya was planning on leaving before all of this went down. And that, I believe, was alluded to in the Globe and Mail article we read. And I'm wondering if Daniel got upset. This is something, was this a response from him? If he was controlling, was this, I don't know. I don't know. Let's just keep going. But what was this car about? This car about? The most difficult part of a situation is over. They are going to find that strong emotion, passionate love, or hate. So somebody had an outburst. Somebody had an outburst. Angel. Somebody was trying to protect them from harm. I don't know, y'all. I got older women. Older women was out. Let's just see. Be careful and do not take risks. I had older women. I put it back in. I should have showed it to you because that to me would speak of Janie. I'm going to pull this off the floor because I want to get another one from this pile and see. Ugh. I'm still not clear. I'm still not clear if this was a planned exchange. It seems like it might have been with that exchange card. Was it a planned exchange or was it revenge like Durwood's? You know, you're talking, Malaya, things about the family that are lies that ended up unavoidable disaster that ended up yeah, they were headed for something because there was a lot of, I think, in my opinion, some neglect in that place at a minimum. And so, yeah, they were trying to avoid a disaster. I think, you know, with CPS, and now they have no support coming in. The day before they lost their custody, or their custody rather, their child support because Daniel didn't file his taxes. And in Canada, if you don't show income to prove you're not earning income, they'll cut you off. So now the day before, Malaya already thinks he's a rug addict. He's aggressive. He's controlling. She wants to get out of there. She's planning to get out of there. And now they've lost their support. So finances had to also be a trigger, in my opinion. And that has come up over and over again. Law enforcement, something on social media that they're watching. They're watching. Law enforcement is watching something going down on social media. That is very interesting. I wonder who they are watching. Are they watching Daniel? Are they watching Durwood? This one flipped over, but spouse, partner. Let's see if it comes out again. What are they watching? Crossroads. They're watching social media. I don't know. Something somebody's been saying might have been taking them in a different direction. I want to get more about this car. What was this car doing back and forth, back and forth? Let me just stop talking and let me just focus because I want to pull out a different deck. What was this car doing back and forth between midnight and 5 a.m.? Nine of Swords. Somebody's hidden anxiety and stress. So whatever was going down between 12 and 5 was stressful, incredibly stressful. Page of Wands, something about a young male energy. Something about a young male energy. Somebody who wanted to be independent, that's Malaya, and from the kids. Somebody wanting to be independent from the kids or separate the kids. Somebody wanted to separate the kids. Very interesting. Okay, so did Malaya plan this exchange? This came out early on. I'm going to put these cards back and I'm going to do it a little differently today because I want to see if this exchanging at midnight to 12 o'clock was the kids and that was Malaya's plan. She just didn't anticipate it going sour the way it did. Let's see. I'm not saying she's Mother of the Year. I'll just to be clear. I'm just saying, in my opinion, she was very afraid and trying to get out before this went down. And you have to figure the RCMP are taking me very seriously. I've never worked with the RCMP directly in Halifax, and yet they're before this taking me very seriously. If I was completely out to lunch, that would not be the case. That would not be the case. Still, like they would have taken my first couple and said, yeah, this lady's not really very accurate. And then they would have probably proceeded to ignore me, which is not what's happening. So I do believe in this case that I've got some information that is pretty darn accurate. So, okay, what was that car doing between 12 and 5 a.m. the night before Jack and Lily went missing? Wasn't a party, or it was a hidden party. It wasn't a party. Well, that's really interesting. Or a hidden party. What the dang? It either wasn't a party or it was a hidden party. Ah, okay, let's get some clarifiers. What went down? Health issues. Oh my God. Did something happen to one of the kids? What was plot twist? I told you, a hidden plot twist. Something was planned and didn't quite go as planned. And I know I said that in Sebastian's case, but those are the only two cases I've said that about. And okay, we've got hired, outer space. So somebody was completely out to lunch, health issues. Were they having a party and were high? Down a rabbit hole. Somebody was hired to hide the kids. Somebody was hired to hide the kids. Now I want to know more about this party. Were they completely, like, you've got, you know, the cups, and were they drunk or were they high? And maybe the kids, I don't know, one of them got into something, so they removed the other. I don't know. Let's get some more. Somebody had mental health issues that was hidden. It could be somebody was partying hard. This can be Daniel's rug issue and really out to lunch, as far as like completely not grounded, doesn't remember what he does, loses his ability to control himself. You know, vacation, beach, abroad. Wow, what does that tell me? That tells me that maybe Malaya planned to remove the kids secretly and something went wrong. Let's see, these kind of sloppy fell. You've got greed, political, red flag, neglect, and abuse. She hid the neglect and abuse. There was something about money. I don't know what this politics is about. Maybe getting anybody to believe her. I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's get some more. Let's get some more. Con man. Somebody sold her a lie. Somebody sold her a lie. And this is where I think Derwood comes in my opinion, potentially. Action. Somebody went into action, and the mountain has come up multiple times and took them up higher towards the mountains. Let's see. Wow. Okay. What was the car doing? Water. Justice. What was the car doing? What was the car doing? Prosperity. I doubt that was prosperity. Somebody was hired to do something dishonorable. Somebody was hired to do something dishonorable. What the dang? What was the car doing? I hate when the readings are not simple. Then he says bang. What? Yeah, the water. Interesting. Just feel like they're close to water, but not in water. But I mean, I could be wrong. Okay, which flew out? We've got 10 of fire. That's the 10 of wands. That's trying to unload a burden. So there was the children would have been becoming a financial burden. And it was said that Lilly had a black eye the morning she disappeared, which, if they've already been investigated by the CPS and now they have no financial resources, that would have been a really not good for them. Really not good for them. This is trying to move to higher ground. This is trying to get away from the situation. This is trying to escape a bad situation. This is the Queen of Wands, meaning this is the person that might have inspired this plan, which could be Malaya, which is interesting. And now we have hidden the Queen of Pentacles, hidden. So something about finances and a plan that might have been hidden. I'm going to keep getting more here. What? Because we're getting, this is the challenge with tarot is sometimes you don't get just the answer you're looking for. You get, and often this is the case. And so I'm trying to get spirit to get back on track here. What is the car doing? So the car, there was a hidden fight around the kids because these bows came up right. There was a hidden fight around the kids. Okay, give me more, because we had abuse and neglect. There was a hidden fight around the kids. Parental figure. Hidden fight around the kids. Premeditated. Hidden perversion. Oh my God. This is what my neighbor said. I'm starting to think this was planned by Malaya. I know, Krista, I know. I'm starting to wonder if this was planned by Malaya, as Durwood did say, and the family took it upon themselves to keep the kids out of the situation, but then maybe somebody like Durwood turned on her because she was threatening to expose the family and their math secrets on the property, right? And they didn't like that. They didn't like that. This is what I'm starting to feel. Two of Cups. Premeditated, maybe by both of them, by a parental figure. Well, there was one parental figure that had some premeditation and some perversion. Two of Cups. Give me more on the Two of Cups, please. Give me more on the Two of Cups. I need more on the Two of Cups. I'm going to try to get some more on this Two of Cups with the tea leaves. Give me more on the Two of Cups. Short journey. Financial gain usually coming from something you did in the past. Dragon. Beware of delusion, self-delusion, and beware of great pride. Okay. This is a dagger, but it's a diamond. It feels like I don't know. This feels like somebody betraying the relationship, you know? Work achievement, success, scales, balance, justice, keeping somebody who's having a hard time coping, keeping themselves emotionally regulated. What was the car doing? Going back and forth. What was the car going back and forth 6 times for? Something with a hidden connection to somebody. And I'm going to pull the pendulum out because I think this was either Malaya or family members of Malaya that thought they would remove the kids for their safety, and something went wrong, but I'm not 100% sure, so just want to get on track before we continue. Is this, or verify I'm on track? Am I reading this correctly that Malaya wanted to take the kids out of the home for their safety and something went wrong? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? No. Am I reading this correctly that somebody in Malaya's family removed the kids from the home? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? No. Okay. The car going back and forth, up and down, was that to conceal evidence from abuse from the kids? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Is my name Bob? Okay. I'm going to ask again because I'm really confused. This car going back and forth 6 times up and down in front of their home the night before, was this an exchange of the kids? Were the kids passed off to someone else? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? Is my name Bob? Okay, so the kids were passed off. Huh. Was one person passing off the kids and another person was taking evidence to a dump? Yes or no, not to, or to a garbage bin? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego? That's why the lover's card, because they were working together potentially. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. I want to get more. I'm taking these down. I want to deep dive. That's why I selected an hour for this live, because I don't, as you know, want to take one reading as facts. So I'm still not convinced that I have an answer here. I'm not convinced that I have the answer. And I am tired. How's everybody else? Tired. I have not slept. This friggin' full moon that we had a couple days ago has kicked me in the ASS this last week. Man, I have not slept properly for days. I'm like exhausted beyond today. So it's not going to be the most accurate reading of all time, but I had one I did that had no volume. I didn't want to this weekend, and I didn't do one yesterday because I was on Jen's live for 4.5 hours, which I did not anticipate being that long. So my time got away from me. So I wanted to make that up to everybody. Whoops, and do a live. What went down, Spirit? I want very clear, concise answers, not to the benefit of my ego. Please, what went down? What was going on with the car that went back and forth 6 times about between midnight and 5 a.m., leaving Jack and Lily's home? I mean, they would have heard if some car came in their laneway. You don't think they would have heard it? The dog would have barked. I mean, it seems like they had to have known this person. Attachment. Some hidden attachment. That's not good. What went down? Accomplishments. Star, being seen in the public eye. Loyalty. Removing an attachment. Trying to accomplish something. Somebody loyal to the family. Something that was seen, which is the neighbor. Interesting. Okay, what went down with the car traveling back and forth? Fox, shrewdness, resourcefulness, especially in business. The other one's kind of sloppy, fell out. So again, it's really hard to shuffle these big decks. Like when my fingers are short and they're like thick, so I separate them, but this one still is a hard deck with the shape of the hard work ahead. highly thought of. I don't know what this has to do with the reading. I think this person that may have took the kids would have had a better reputation than them as parents, right? Frying pan, trouble and accusations. There you go. Somebody that wouldn't have put the kids at risk, waiting for a news package or letter. Okay, let's just hypothetically think about this. Just think about this rationally. If the car was coming in and out of their laneway, you think that that would have been stated by the police early on. The fact that the neighbor came forward with that, but that was not disclosed by anybody. That was not disclosed by Malaya or Daniel in any of their interviews. They didn't say, yeah, there was a car in and out of our laneway the night before. They've never come out and stated that. Thanks, Kitty. There's 41 of you in the chat. They have never come out and stated it. So to me, why conceal that? Why conceal that? Let's get more. I'm really, really interested because why conceal that? Home safety. The home wasn't safe. The home wasn't safe. This is in reverse. Home safety. They were worried about the safety. The couple, and we've got dismemberment. Damn. Home was not safe. What was going down with the car? Secret weapon, divorce, breakup. Man, we've got fired underneath, hidden stranger on the bottom of the deck. Daniel's job went down to 1 day a week because apparently the logging mill was taking less um, deliveries down the road because this road was too soft. And so he wasn't necessarily fired, but he was cut back hours. And that would have been a strain financially. Ugh. Something I'm not getting. There's something I'm not getting. There's something I'm not getting. I don't think the kids were I don't think the kids were dismembered, by the way. I think this might have been what I was saying is 6 drives to evidence drop potentially towards towing is what I'm thinking. To the bin where we all felt sick, or not the bin, the location where we all felt sick. And was there a garbage bin in the backyard? Change of plans. See? Change of plans. Something went down and changed along the way. Fear. Low vibration. I'm going to get one more from this deck, and then I'm going to try to see if we can get more clarity here. Hidden mind control. Somebody's hidden mind control. Justice and karma is going to prevail. Somebody's trying to control the narrative. What went down between midnight and 6 a.m.? Moving of energy, energetic movement, moving of the kids. The moving of the kids, hiding evidence. That's what I think I'm going to ask for. Clarifier here. I'm going to try this pendulum. Remember what I said at the beginning of this stream? If you didn't go back, in my opinion, I'm going to start removing anything that puts me at liability. So if you don't add, in my opinion, I'm going to remove that, Shauna, and I'm going to go back to the beginning of the stream, please. I opened up with a lawsuit threat against Jen and I. Chat is also a liability for me. If you don't put in my opinion, it will be removed. I am not willing to be sued because of somebody's comments in the chat. Kitty as well. Okay? You got to watch what you say. So thank you. Okay. So let me go back to, was this a plan that went wrong? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. No worries, Shauna. I just didn't know if you heard the message, and it's really not something to be taken lightly after a threat. Okay, so I had to remove the live stream because somebody threatened and sent it to their lawyer. So for defamation, it's not funny, and I can't afford to lose my channel. Okay, let's get back to the focus. Did somebody... I just want to get my grounding now. Thank you, honey. It's not out, but I'll remove it. Was okay. I can't remove it. Okay, no worries. We'll talk about it before the live earlier. Let's just get back to focusing. Was this car moving back and forth 6 times to remove evidence of a crime? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. Yes. Is my name Bob? Were these cars, this car coming in back and forth, did that belong to Daniel or Malaya? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. Yes. Was somebody supposed to take the kids and something went wrong? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. Now it's picking up. You see that? It's picking up energy. Something was supposed to go down and something went wrong. Okay. I'm just going to ask one more question. The car coming and going, was it a stranger or somebody unknown to the family? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. I asked this, I can't, it's okay, Shauna. I'm asking, I can't get the answer because I've asked a double question. Was the car a stranger? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. Wow. That is very odd. Did the car belong to a stranger? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. I think it's going to turn. Now it's going to turn. Was the fifth gear an ATV? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. Was the fifth gear an ATV? Yes or no, not to the benefit of my ego. I think it was. Okay, I'm going to pull some more cards. We're going to try again. It's okay, Shauna. Like I said, it's okay. I'm just going to have to remind everybody going forward, mods especially, in my opinion. to regulate the chat so that going forward, I don't have to interrupt my readings or my lives to interject to keep the chat under control. So we're going to talk about that before our live at 3 today. If the mods can come in early, please, 10 to 15 minutes early so we can go through this tonight. But yes, your opinions and your chatter in the chat is a liability. So please, going forward, be careful. It's okay, Shauna. Don't worry. Just letting you know now so we can keep it from happening. It's gonna take multiple readings and multiple lives before everybody understands the new set of rules. Okay. Pattern repetition, a hidden pattern repetition. Yeah, so a car going back and forth is a pattern. Hey, Jen. Something false about what was going down, something untrue about what was going down, something preserved evidence of something. Uh, Hidden from the RCMP, final ending. Patterns in, this was in upright and this was in reverse. I forgot to turn them. Something evidentiary was preserved. This was a final ending for the kids and the family, but the RCMP, there's something that they don't know about the car going back and forth that they maybe aren't getting. This is what I'm picking up, that they may not be aware of. That they may not be aware of. Okay, let's see if I can get more. Oh my God, it's hot in here today. Secret trip. Yeah. This, I don't know if this was upright or not. Good, correct. I'm going to put it back in. Secret trip. Higher power. You know what I'm really looking at here? Not only that maybe the kids are passed on, but look at the hydro lines. They're supposed to be crosses, but that's bringing me to hydro lines. This is in reverse. Man-made disaster was avoidable. Was avoidable. Oh, man. Breakup, divorce, home safety, and here we go again. Stranger. So great. That's twice the stranger has come out about that car. But the pendulum is a little bit inconsistent. I don't know, man. I'm going to have to do another reading. I don't think I'm getting a really clear answer. Hey, sweetie, are you coming on at 3 today? I don't know, everybody. Seriously, I'm not sure I'm getting a clear answer. I feel like there's more than one thing that went down. Like I feel like this had to be complex. This had to be complex. We've got the star that fell out. So something's coming to light, y'all. Something's coming to light. Something is coming to light. Oh, something is coming to light. The other thing, Queen of Pentacles. The other thing in reverse, Ten of Cups in reverse. Three of Wands in reverse. Let me put them the right way. Something hidden around, sorry, that was the right way. Something not a happy everly after, not a happily ever family, right? She's planning on leaving. So I think Malaya set this up. I think Malaya set this up. She wanted to expand on her own. And there you've got the devil. There you got the devil. There you got the devil. Okay, good, sweetie. I'm going to go 3 p.m. Eastern. So that'll be 2 p.m. your time. So hopefully that's a better time, everybody. Starting on our members live in 8 minutes. So I'm basically back to back all day today, which is totally fine with me. I don't know, y'all. Let's see if we can get a better indication tonight, Jen, because you came in late. I'm starting to wonder because I really feel strongly about Bert's towing. Words towing. I said Bert's. Words towing were the 6 trips back and forth to dump evidence in behind Words towing. But it's the opposite direction of the blanket that I can't help but feel there was a diversion going on. So here's a possibility that I never thought about. Did something happen to one of the kids? Evidence was taken, and then Lilly, like say Jack, something maybe happened to Jack first, an accident. The home was, I got goosebumps as I'm saying this. Did Jack OD? Let's just say, did somebody argue with Jack? Did Daniel attack Jack the night before? Did Jack have an accident the night before? I'm just talking out loud because this is what I'm getting from this reading. So that has to be covered up. And now we have to also remove Lilly. And maybe that went wrong. I'm just talking out loud. But there's definitely, there's a part to this case that I am not getting because I cannot help but feel, and I don't know why, that the blanket and the blueprint that are going the other way from Words towing is not a full accurate representation of what went down, in my opinion. So perhaps we should be looking at one of the kids had an accident and the other was removed for safety. I don't know. I'm just, I've never separated it thinking, why do both the kids have to have been in the same scenario, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's a thought. Okay, everybody, I'm going to do one more final card and see if I can get clearer. And this is going to have to be something that's not going to be a one reading. This is not going to be a one reading question because it's not coming up super clear. I think it's more complicated than that, as I'm saying. And then I will see the members live in 2 or 3 minutes. Reminds me of Baby Joe case. Dixon, his dad drove back and forth to the store, still hasn't been found. Yeah, this is what flipped over. Whoops. Fear, anger, rage. Did Daniel lose his shit on Jack? Something happened that wasn't planned. Baby Jack was pushed and fell and was killed. Just hypothetical. And now we have to remove Lilly, and that went wrong. We have a medical emergency that just flipped out. Medical emergency just flipped out inside the house. Medical emergency inside the house. Yeah. Well, that kind of tells me that might be something we might want to explore, and maybe tonight, Jen. Maybe there was an accident with one of the 2 children that killed. Maybe Jack got into, thanks, Jen. Maybe, yes, exactly, Rosebuds. That's what my neighbor Dan said. I got full on goosebumps right now. Maybe Jack got in and OD'd. And now we have to remove Lilly. Just a thought. Or we had an angry outburst. We hit Daniel, maybe hit, in my opinion, allegedly. We had a medical emergency inside the house that we had to cover up. And hence the drive back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Because if we time Words towing 6 trips in 5 hours. That is what, 45 minutes ish per trip. Grab evidence, load it, conceal it in the car, drive it 12 minutes towards, drive it back 12 minutes, get back in, round 2. 12 minutes, 24, conceal and load. We might be loading the car or the truck with evidence of something. I don't know what you mean, but let's look at it tonight, because I'm wondering now if that's what was going down. And so, because I'm getting pulled in the opposite direction of the blanket. And so I'm wondering if Lilly was driven where the blanket was, maybe for Jet Daniels' dad, Earl, something's in the sofa. And the evidence of an accident was taken. I don't know, just theorizing. Okay, everybody, I got to jump on the members live where we're doing our first exercises. I'm going to do some meditations and whatnot for psychic development. So those of you that want to attend, check on that link. I will be there in about a minute. Love and light. See y'all at 3 p.m. Eastern for our Jack, Lilly, Jaden update. See y'all there.